Despite an 11-game regular season winning streak and being the only team in the NFC without a loss, Carolina's an underdog at home to Green Bay. If the line holds, it'll be the first time a 7-0 team or better was a home underdog since 2007. The Packers haven't lost back-to-back games with Aaron Rodgers as their starter since 2010, 5 years ago. Stephen A., who wins? Who are you going to roll with here?
I'm interested in this.
Yeah,
I can't wait.
These are both his guys. Cam or that
Bayless.
bad man?
Skip Bayless, that bad man.
Oh.
Cannot get my vote this week.
Oh, he cannot get
Wow.
your vote.
I have to go.
He tricked us.
I have to go with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers to win this game. Aaron Rodgers only throwing about 225 yards passing per game. The absence of weapons is bad enough because Jordy Nelson is out and Randall Cobb. I don't know what's going on with him and Jones, but you've got Norman there. Josh Norman, and with this guy playing the way that he's playing as one of the elite corners in this game, I have no doubt that he'll be on Aaron Rodgers' best weapon. I don't understand for the life of me why the Green Bay, and I'm not saying I know this definitively, but I'm assuming they did not go after Vernon Davis. I don't know why, because Richard Rodgers isn't doing it for me. He's not moving me at all. Basically, the strength of their offense has been their running game. When you combine that with the fact that Cam Newton finds a way to make plays, assuming Ted Ginn doesn't drop any passes, because we all know it's entirely possible that he might drop another couple of passes this weekend. I just look at Carolina right now. I think their defense is big time. I think they really get after it. I think anything that allowed the Colts to come back on Monday night is because they took their foot off the gas. I don't see them doing that against Aaron Rodgers. I think ultimately Aaron Rodgers will make some plays. He will make the game interesting. But I think the combination of Carolina's defense, of Josh Norman and his abilities at cornerback, combined with Cam Newton making a play when it needs to be made, I just see Carolina winning this game. I'm picking them to win this game 26-21 over the Green Bay Packers.
I'm shocked and impressed at your objectivity here.
Yes.
Is it possible we're finding out that Aaron Rodgers was actually a product of Jordy Nelson? Is that possible?
I don't think so.
Seriously?
I think any quarterback, I wouldn't say any quarterback, but I think any elite quarterback is a product of receivers getting open. If your receivers can't create space and get open, there's nothing a quarterback can do.
Well, Tom Brady is a whole nother story.
Well, those receivers are open.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of.
I'm just saying, Gronkowski, Amendola, Edelman, and even LaFell. I mean, even Brandon LaFell, who's dropped more passes than I can count. He's been open to drop them. So something's up.
They get 2 inches open, and he fits it in.
Okay.
That's what happens.
All right. And Aaron Rodgers doesn't, huh? Okay.
Aaron Rodgers just threw for 77 yards in an entire football game.
Yeah.
It's bad.
70. Wait, is that right?
Yeah, it was like 37 in the first two. Yeah.
Okay, 77 total yards. And by the way, this is a rare road game for Aaron Rodgers and company.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
Stop it.
Well, this is like their
You know
third road game.
what, Molly? Skip is right. It does seem like practically every game is at Lambeau Field.
All
It
right,
really,
but
really
it's
does.
not.
It's not. Of course, they got 8 road games a year. But it does really seem like practically
Thank
every
you.
game
Yeah.
is at Lambeau Field. It really does sometimes.
So I hate to say it, but my vote for this game is going to Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to Aaron Rodgers.
This
I'm
is
going with
crazy.
him. I am.
Reversal of roles
I know.
today.
I'm reversing, and I'm not flipping on the fly here. I already decided. I told our man Chuck in the meeting, our biggest Green Bay fan, Chuck Solituro, in our meeting.
Yep.
He watches over this show.
Yes,
right?
he does.
Keeps you in your place in
I like
line,
this shirt
right?
today.
He tries.
Yeah. I told Chuck, I just like the bad man in this game. I do, because I'm not completely sold on Cam and company. I'm sold on Cam. I'm not sold on and company. I just don't know. They scared me a little bit against a bad Indy team. It just, like you said, they did take their foot off the gas. Then it got crazy. Then Cam made a great throw that Ted Ginn dropped, and they were a little lucky to win the game, but they won. That's 11 straight wins for this team, dating back to last year. That's extraordinary in the National Football League to win 11 straight games, again, dating to last year. What are they, 7 now and 4 last year? But I think that Aaron Rodgers, I think Mike McCarthy is going to take the ball out of Aaron's hands this week. I think they're going to run the football. I think Eddie Lacy can pound it, and I think Starks can pound it. and I think they will have some success keeping the score a little bit lower. I'm going to go 24-20 visiting team. Rare road game, but I think the Packers are just a little better overall football team. Because remember, it was just 2 games ago, a week ago, really, that they went into the Denver game with the #1 ranked defense in the NFL. So I think it rises and shines. Cam doesn't have much to throw to or run with, not that much. And, you know, he's sort of the driving force of the team, both running and throwing. So I think this time the Packers stand back up and say, hey, we're better than you think we are. And Carolina's not as good as we think they are.
It's really a pick-em, and I'm really anxious to see Clay Matthews because Clay Matthews obviously goes after it and goes after quarterbacks and is flexing and doing all of that other stuff. Well, Cam's that kind of dude too.
He is.
So it's going to be real interesting to see what kind of day Clay Matthews is going to have on this particular afternoon.
And I remind you, Green Bay is a 2.5-point favorite.
Yes, they are.
And I think it'll be that kind of game that they will win and stay afloat as one of the top teams.
But remember, the road team is usually given about 3 points in Vegas. So the fact that you're just 2.5, that's almost like a pick 'em.
I made a sign for this special occasion just so America can soak it in.
What does it say?
Skip has
Rodgers.
Stephen A. does not.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that was good. I worked on
you
that.
to do that? Where did that come from?
Because
what's so impressive? I mean, nobody can read it, really.
Yeah.
Nobody could see it.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
What?
Nobody can see it. I don't know.
You can't see it?
Can't see it. I can barely see it, and I'm
all right. It says Skip has Rodgers, Stephen A. does not.
That's a bullet. That's like a news flash, right?
Yeah. And I need to let everybody just soak that in, marinate on that
There we go.
All right, moving on. Flashback Friday. DeMarco Murray led the league in rushing last season, and then he signed with the Eagles in the offseason. How much do those Cowboys, not the crybaby Cowboys, miss their guys?
That's why they are crying.
Mark Schlereth joins us after the break to discuss.
Why they crying right now?
Cowboys Nation was.